What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I am TZ Champ, and we are going to be playing some Raid Shadow Legends. Do not mind that we are in windowed mode. I like playing in windowed mode because I use two monitors. So, what are we going to be talking about today? Well, I have one quick thing I want to talk about first. If you have seen my channel before, then you know that I have at least one video on Raid already. I have a couple actually, but one video specifically playing the game, which was my Void only series where I tried to beat the game or make it to Hydra using only Void champions. That series has been discontinued because I currently do not have the time to play on that account and progress in it. So that's just how it is. Time constraints with work and things like that just kind of make things a lot harder. So we are discontinuing that for now until further notice. I may revive it in the future, depending on how well my raid videos do. If you guys can blow up these videos and let me make this a full-time job, then we might get to talking. One other thing to talk about, I'm currently dealing with some microphone issues, so my microphone does not sound very good to me. I think it sounds too muffled, so I'm working on that. Bear with me. I'm sorry. But yeah, let's just jump right into the video. So in today's video, I want to talk about Spider Dungeon. As you can tell by the title, I have created a team that is kind of insane. And I know what you're thinking. TZ, the spider turn attack, it ends in 6 hours when you're recording this video. I just watched your video and it's already over. Why did you wait so long to do this? Well, I've been busy at work and haven't been playing the game. Didn't even know there was a spider turn attack. And to prove to you I didn't really know about it, I only got the first 2 rewards because I did not know. So yeah, there's that. Also, like I said, I've not been putting too much effort into the game. I've been saving up energy, getting ready for the new update that's coming out, hopefully in the first week of December, but it might be later, never know. But I do want to save up some energy because I have a feeling, do not know this, so do not quote me, but I am theorizing that we are going to get another event dungeon for Christmas. And I wanted to have a lot of energy because I think they're going to do a short event. I don't think it's going to be a long event like the last one was, where it was like, you know, 2 months, 3 months straight. I think this one's going to be a lot shorter, maybe 2 weeks or so. So yeah. But again, guys, on top of that, I did want to talk about my team that I have just created for Spider. I was low on silver, decided I wanted to farm for Spider because Spider is the best place to farm currently for XP for food champions as well as silver for your account. Well, I have a crazy team comp for you guys to see. If you guys happen to be lucky, like myself, and pull in Odin, I now have a great team you can use him in. This Spider team is going to consist of Lissandra. Here are her total stats right here. Most stats you want to focus on for her are going to be HP, defense, speed, accuracy. Next, you're going to want Odin. And once again, going to be wanting to focus on HP, defense, speed, accuracy. You can do resistance as well. I have him built in resistance for PvP as well as Hydra. And lastly, you're only going to want 3 champions for this. You have Wallmaster Athorian. And for him, he's going to be different. You're going to be wanting attack, speed, crit rate, crit damage, accuracy. So mostly just building for attack with crit rate, and then get some accuracy so that he can land his block buffs as well as decrease attacks. His block buffs are not necessarily important for Spider itself, but the decreased attacks are going to be pretty useful. Now, this team, just those 3, can solo or trio stage 20 Spider. And the reason why is because each of them have a very specific role. Tell me if you can guess what their role is. Sorry, just yeah, let me know in the comments. Can you figure out what their role is yet, just based off of those first 3 turns? If you guessed Athorian doing damage, you are correct. If you guessed Lysandra controlling turn meter, you are correct. And if you guessed Odin for protection, survivability, as well as stuns, you are correct. That is right. So a Thorian is the overall damage dealer for the most part because he does the AoE damage on the spiders. And Odin, even though he does insane damage, single target damage to the boss, he is mostly here just for survivability as well as turn manipulation, because he can stun all of the enemies with his, I don't know if it's his A2 or his A3 that does it. I think it says A2. But because he can stun all of his enemies, or all the spiderlings, it really helps out because they don't do this right here. It actually saves you a lot of time as well because it just skips right past their turn. And the more it skips and the faster it skips past them, the faster it activates his passive, which allows him to place or block damage buffs. And then a Thorian comes in with tons of damage, takes out all the spiderlings, which causes the spider to heal less. And Lysandra's here just to take away turn meter from all of the spiderlings, to keep them from taking turns, if possible, and also keeping the main big spider from taking a turn as well. So look at how quickly we flew through this. This is actually not even close to my best time. My best time with this team ranges from 130, I think, was my best time when I was using actual other characters here. My best time with this one's usually around 137 to 146, I think, is the latest that I've done. Turn ranges from 51 to 66, I think, depending on if the spider manages to take a turn and heal. It's very dependent on those factors. But absolutely insane team. And I just showed you guys how to build it. So now let's talk about what to use if you do not have those champions. So if you do not have those champions, you're mostly just going to want to fill those 3 roles that I mentioned. You're going to want somebody that's going to be dealing a lot of damage, preferably AoE damage. Someone who can potentially either manipulate turn meters or increase speeds on your own team. Lysandra does both, so if you have her, that's awesome. And if you have another character that does both, that is also awesome. And then lastly, you're going to want somebody for a little bit of survivability, because, you know, nothing's ever guaranteed. A Thorian himself can actually solo pretty much all of Spider by himself if he's built good enough. The only problem is that I do not have him built good enough, so therefore he's not really able to take out all of the spiderlings in like one swoop. He's also not able to just absolutely wreck Spider on his own, and he cannot tank a lot of damage yet. Now, he does gain tankiness as the fight goes on, because for every enemy he kills, he actually gains HP. That is his passive. So increases his champion's max HP by 20% for each enemy killed or Hydra head decapitated by the champion. Stacks up to 50,000. So basically you can add an extra 50,000 HP to this guy during the fight. But like I said, you need to build him for a lot of damage, and I just do not have him in a lot of damage yet. Now, if you have really good AoE attackers, one of the best AoEs that I have found for this dungeon, Artak. Artak is a free champion that was given out as a login event, I believe. So a lot of people probably have him. I do not have him built currently because I stripped him down to use his stuff for someone else. But he has an AoE on his A1, an AoE on his A2, an AoE on his A3, which hits for 2 times. He has a lot of AoE, and it's all very, very strong. Did not mean to do that. Another character that has really, really good AoE is Thrala. You're probably like, she doesn't have AoE. Yes, she does. She has it on her A2. And you're probably thinking, well, she doesn't do damage. You're right, she's not supposed to. However, because she has Strengthen on her A3, and she is also a free champion, all you have to do is just get Hydra chests. If you manage to get Hydra chests and you finally use her, fragment summon her, combine her with Artak, holy cow. As long as you have her accuracy built up enough to where she lands these hexes, because for each hex, if you guys do not know how hex works, for every enemy that is hit with hex, they take the same, or they take 10% of the damage that all of their allies take. So if you place hex on every single spiderling, plus the boss, because it can also land on the boss, then you hit them with AoE from Artak, they're not only going to be taking the AoE damage, but they're taking an extra 10% damage per spiderling and the boss. That's pretty crazy. They take so much damage, and you just stack it on top. It's insane. And then, of course, with him, he also lands HP burns, which is crazy. Well, right here on his A3. And then he can extend the HP burns on his A1. It's insane. So they do a crap ton of damage together. And if you do have both of them, you just filled your survivability roll because she has her A3, and you filled your AoE damage roll because of just all of his abilities. And then all you need after that is either turn meter manipulation or increased speed, really. And you know who does that? Loki. Loki, the recent free-to-play champion, on his A3 has a chance of stealing 100% of the target's turn meter. These effects cannot be resisted if the champion is under a veil or a perfect veil buff. Well, lucky for you, he places himself under a veil buff as his passive, and then he can also place himself under a veil. Well, I don't know if he can. Well, I think he can place this on himself, or maybe he has to place it on someone else, and then after the cooldown, you use it on them again. If they still have the veil, it works. Either way, he still has a 100% chance, if booked, of decreasing the turn meter by 100%. You just have to have high accuracy to make sure it doesn't get resisted, and you don't actually need that much accuracy. Like I said, I have 250 accuracy, and it hits 100% of the time against Spider stage 20. So those are 3 free champions that you can use to fill those same roles. You just have to make sure you get their stats pretty high, and you can do the exact same thing. Now, of course, there are some other champions that you can use, and you can find them by going to the filter button up here if you did not know this. Other effects, negative effects, decrease turn meter. This will show you all of your champions that have decreased turn meter. Some other free to play options is going to be Helmet, which is from Doom Tower. Skill has a decreased turn meter. She's also free. Visix is also free. And who else? Who else we got? Rosin is also free because he's a fusion, but he's not the best. I probably wouldn't recommend him unless that's all you have. Also, Deacon Armstrong, if you have him, really good. And then for other characters like survivability or something like that, all you'd really have to do is just go to buffs and then just check out buffs such as like continuous heal. Find your characters that have continuous heal options or shielding options and things like that. Rectordrath is a free character if you use if you used an influencer's link when you downloaded the game. You probably got her for free. If you did not, they did just put, I think, Betha as a free character now from the Plarium Point program, which is, no, that's Morag. But there are some characters that you can use to fill those roles for survivability. And then for AoE, there's no way to actually filter the AoE, I don't think. If there is, let's see, positive effects. Is there a... Yeah, there's no way for me to actually tell. So to find out which one of yours can do AoE attacks, just search all of them, find the ones that do have AoE attacks. If you played during the Monster Hunter collab, Rathlos, incredibly strong. Insane AoE damage on his A3, and then every second use of his A2 is an AoE as well, which also ignores defense, which is crazy. And then, yeah, there's just a ton of champions that you can use that are free, and then of course there are better ones that you can do. that are not free. So it's just whichever ones you just happen to have. But yeah, guys, that is going to be it for this video. I do hope this video was helpful for you guys. If it was, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you want to see more, let me know in the comments any other dungeons you would like to see me show some teams on, show what I use. Maybe you want to copy some of my teams and things like that. They're not the most effective in all the places, but they get the job done in others. So that's completely up to you guys. But yeah, anything else you'd like to see me do in the game, let me know, please, because I have actually recorded multiple videos in this game that I never uploaded because I felt like they weren't interesting enough. I wanted to kind of wait until the new event started before I started making videos on the game, but I decided that I was going to go ahead and start early because I kind of want to get a running start into it and just start working my way up. And then maybe once the event hits, there will be some more ideas of things that you guys would like to see. So once again, thank you all for watching. I love you all. Share this video with others if you think it will help them. And if it did help you, be sure to leave a like because that will give the outreach up to others so that they can see it and maybe it'll help them. And yeah, as always, I'll see you on the next one. Laters.